Good morning, students. Yesterday, lesson on homology, analogy, differences, last point. So, homology and analogy, homology showing the divergent evolution, analogy showing the convergent evolution. Homology means, we all discussed that. Divergent evolution means same structures developed in different directions to adapt for the different needs, that we can call as the divergent evolution. Convergent evolution is an opposite to this divergent evolution. See, convergent evolution, different structure. Here is the same structure, here different structure developed in same direction to adapt for the same needs. This one we can call as the definition about the divergent and convergent evolution. Now we will see the embryological evidences. In embryological evidences, so here proposed by the some structures, Ernest Haeckel proposed the embryological structure. He stated that during embryonic stage, all vertebrate structures are common, like that he stated. Based on the observation of the certain features during embryonic stage common to all vertebrates that are absent in the adults. See here, he is given one example. Ernest Haeckel given one example. Name that example is the embryos of all vertebrates, including humans, developed from the row of vestigial gill slits. That means including human beings also. He stated that all structures are developed from the vestigial gill slits. That is wrong actually. But above proposal were disproved by the another scientist, Carl Ernst von Baer. According to him, he stated that embryos never pass through the adult stage of other animals, because what he said, gill slits only, later it will be develops into lungs, like that he stated that. It is and also he stated that gill slit may be formed in the embryonic stage, that same gill slits are passed into the adults also in other animals, including human beings also. But that is wrong, no? In human beings, instead of gill slits, we having the lungs. But here, that is disproved by the Carl Ernst von Baer. He stated that embryos never pass through the adult stage of the other animals. That is his conclusion. Next one is Darwin natural selection theory as natural selection theory. Darwin natural selection theory. See here, this one is the Darwin natural selection theory. He conducted the experiments, natural selection theory. That means, what is the natural selection theory? So he is given the three main points. One is the moth experiment, and second one is the excess use of the herbicides and pesticides, example DDT and mosquito coils, and using of antibiotic drugs against the microbes, example Salmonella typhi bacteria. What is natural selection and all we will discuss now. According to Darwin, proposed the natural selection theory proposed by the Darwin. According to the Darwin, what he stated, nature only selected the organisms. That means those organisms are changing their organs and their behavior according to the changed environmental conditions. That animals only survive in the nature. Other animals are perished. Simple word is natural selection. If nature is changed, means animal also should be changed. If it is not changed, means that may be perished. No doubt about it. See, I will give he is giving the three experimental proof for this natural selection. One is the moth experiment. We will discuss about the moth experiment. This one is the moth experiment. What is the moth experiment? In NCERT textbook, we will discuss that NCERT textbook point of view here. See this NCERT textbook diagram, moth experiment here we can see. So, what it is explaining, diagram A and diagram B. Diagram A and diagram B. See here, in according to natural selection moth experiment, he conducted his experiment in England. In 1850 one village, in one village, that in 1850 in one village. In 1850 and 1920. 1850, what is 1850, what is 1920? In 1850, in one village he observed the non-polluted area. In that village is non-polluted area. Non-polluted area means what? Organisms randomly, rapidly will grow. That organisms are the lichens. Lichens are also called as the pollution indicators. When lichens are growing in that area, in that village, so that time no pollution. No pollution means that all tree trunks on the surface of the tree trunks are having the trunks, there some plants are growing. That plants are the lichens. Lichens are growing on the surface of the tree trunk. So when tree trunks having all these lichens almost color is grey color. So now the trunk is grey in color because lichens are growing on the surface of the tree trunk. So the trunk surface is grey in color. In that environment, some moths are there. One is the grey color moth, another one is the black color moths. Grey color moth, see here in this diagram, here this one is the grey appearance. Here this one is the grey color moth. Grey, this one grey stem or shoot, grey shoot nana or stem nana, and grey color mass. In grey color shoot or stem, grey color moths are camouflage. Grey color moths are camouflage, same color. So that in the time the grey color mass population is more and black color population is less. Here it is less. Here grey color moth population is more. Why? Tell me Nana. Stem is grey color, moth is grey color. So because of that, because camouflage, these grey color moths number is more abundant. Why? Because predators are not identifying recognizing the grey color moths on the grey color stem. So the predators can identify black color moths only. So that these predators are identifying the black color moths and they started to eat that black color moths. So the grey color moths are number is reduced hugely. So that is one experiment. It is happened in the 1850. 1850 means almost 1850. This experiment when village is non-industrialized. When village is non-industrialized. Come to the second experiment. This one is the B, experiment B. So in this experiment conducted in the 1920. When this one conducted in 1850 and this experiment conducted in 1920. In 1920 means almost that village is industrialized. So many industries are established. Due to the industrial establishment, that industries are producing the charcoal powder. That charcoal powder means that pollution. In pollution area means lichens are not growing. Lichens are not growing means what happened ma? Here that industrial soot or charcoal powder is accumulated on the surface of this stem. When it is circulated on the surface of the stem, so now the stem is black color. Now this here moths which are attached or living on the stem. holding on the stem. They are holding on the stem. So no black color stem, black color mass. In that area in 1920, here black color mass number is more and grey color mass number is less. Why? Because predators in black environment and black color mass are camouflage and white color mass are non-camouflage. They are appear in black environment, white or maybe grey color will appear clearly. So that predators are identified here in this case, they are identifying the grey color mass and they started to eat. So the number of the grey color mass are reduced hugely. So that's this experiment indicate in 1850 and 1920 indicate that here 1850 no pollution. So that is here environment no pollution means grey color mass are camouflage to the grey color stems. But in 1920 when nature changed means here earlier nature is in grey color here, but here nature is black color. So in black color when nature is changed automatically, but this moth also should change, but moth is not possible to change its color. That's why according to the change the mass are not changed, so that the number of the mass is decreased. That is only nature only selected the organisms. Here in the 1850 nature selected the grey mass more number and less number of the black mass. And 1920 nature, because of changing the nature, here black color mass are more and grey color mass are less. That means nature only selected here. That is only the very popularized theory of the natural selection theory. Next one second example. So now we'll discuss about the second example about the Darwin. So this one is the excessive usage of herbicides and pesticides. Excessive uses of the herbicides and pesticides. Best example for this one is the DDT and mosquito coils. So if you are observing the once upon a time 10-15 years before we are using the mosquito coils. So if you are using the mosquito coil, that time many mosquitoes are died and fall down. Now if you are using the same mosquito coil, whatever the mosquito coil is produced in 15 years before, what the mosquitoes are doing, mosquitoes are not dying, they are dancing around that mosquito coil. Why? Because they are developing the resistance against these herbicides and pesticides. Same thing in DDT also, chemical also. Once upon a time, these DDT are using for killing of the insects and pests. After that, this DDT chemical is not working because that insects and pests are developing the resistance against this DDT. No use. So that all over the world the DDT is banned. Next, third example is using of antibiotic drugs against the microbes. Example is Salmonella typhi bacteria. So generally nowadays we are seeing some children are every year they are getting the typhoid disease. But what happening regularly if doctors are using same drug for that disease means that bacteria or microbes are developing the resistance against that certain antibiotic. Same thing is happening to the Salmonella typhi bacteria. Nowadays doctors are not using the same antibiotic drug always because they are changing the antibiotic drug. If they are changing the antibiotic drug, we can cure the Salmonella typhi bacteria. Otherwise, we can't cure this one. You understood this one? Using of antibiotic drug against the microbes. If you are using same drug, long time means that microbes are developing the resistance. So the drug is not working. Why? Because that microbe is changed according to that drug. So we have to change the drug. So that is the third example of the using of antibiotic drug against the microbes.